Hey everybody, this is SunjuKris. I got another video for you guys by Wansee Entertainment, and it's called I Don't Know What Should I Do With Him in My Dream. Now, I know watching Wansee videos is always a mystery. They're actually really good, and it touches down on different paranormal stories. So I decided to actually do a video reaction towards one of his videos to see what you guys may think. So comment, like, and subscribe, and also the link will be in the description down below if you guys want to actually see the original content of this video. Let's begin.
First, so I'm here to post about a dream that I've been having as of lately. I've been having the same dream, and the story is very simple. I am on my laptop at my desk, and my older sister is writing in her diary in her bed. And an extremely tall guy keeps trying to enter our room.
What the hell?
He was literally so big that his chest touched the threshold, and I couldn't see his upper shoulder.
Yo, he's like a freaking
My
giant. Why is
sister
he
and
even
I,
at the
knowing that he
door?
wouldn't be able to come in anyway,
How is
he
y'all
didn't
that
care about
comfortable?
anything and
There is no
tried
way
new
you guys can
things.
be comfortable
He
with a
bumped
freaking
into me,
giant at the
tried to
door.
come in, then finally gave up a while later and
Well, I feel like they've seen
at that
something like
moment
this
I
before.
woke
This
up.
don't make no sense.
But
A freaking giant is at their door trying to breach and get into the room, and she's continuing writing on the bed, and so is the other roommate that's continuing to write on the desk, and yet they're perfectly fine. I just don't understand how is that even possible, because that's a giant. He's bigger than the door. His chest is wider than the door frame itself, and yet y'all perfectly fine with that. I don't understand how is that possible. My whole reaction is that the roommate, the one that's sitting on the bed, was probably gonna be start screaming, trying to hug up on the other roommate, be like, "What should we do? What should we do?" Maybe we might have to jump out the window or something, or maybe we're gonna have to find something in the room to defend ourselves, because he's standing higher and higher, taller than the door, and his chest is wider than the door, and yet y'all just sitting there perfectly fine. Something's wrong with this whole scenario. I just don't know what yet. It's just so weird. I don't understand how they perfectly fine. So what other things have they actually seen? Hmm.
recently he keeps cutting his body little by little. By the third day, he hadn't been able to come in, but the day before yesterday, he was in
He's
front of
at
the
it
door,
again.
standing with his ankles. He cut
He don't have
off
no
his
feet.
foot. Of course,
He
he
don't got no
couldn't come in
toes.
either, and just yesterday, he cut off half of his.
Ain't that possible to walk without your feet or your toes, knowing that's like the center of your balance is within your like your foot region, and yet he has none. I don't understand. Like, why is she or her roommate not flipping out right about now? This is totally weird. This is totally weird. Somebody, I need a full explanation within this video. Like, how is she not flipping out? Like, what are they then? Like, like, do they have abilities or something? Even though the title says, I don't know what should I do with him in my dream. Okay, so, but in my, but in dreams we react. I feel like some will react within their dreams, and yet she has not reacted not one bit. She's perfectly calm with the situation that a big old giant is trying to enter her room. Even though the title once again says, I don't know what should I do with him in my dream. Which means it's about to get a little bit more interesting within the video further down the line, and yet all I can come up is different scenarios, like something's not right. But we gonna continue the video. I'm gonna just watch the video. I ain't gonna pause this time. I'm gonna just watch the video.
His calves. His shoulder was seen for the first time. but he has also kept bumping against the door. And this time was no different.
This is also a
What
dream. You can
happens to me
actually get rid of
next
him.
if he cuts himself all the way to his knees? Second, it's me again, and I came back to post my recent experience. 2 days later, my worries became a reality.
Well,
I
now
had a
she
dream again
nervous
that day, and this time he really cut
about the
himself
same
to his
dream.
knees.
Wait, he's
I'm
getting
not going to
shorter.
explain all the details, but all I
So
could see
he's
was his
cutting his
abnormally
limbs
big
so he
mouth,
can enter the
and
room.
he was smiling brightly. Then I
Oh, he
gave
got a
up.
big head.
I was
Is
too
he a
scared to go
vampire?
back to sleep after just seeing his face. After that, I gave up on sleeping for a couple of days. I drank all night with my friends, went to a handicraft workshop run by my mom. I was playing on my cell phone for a while and napped for a while, lying down on my mom's lap when I felt too tired. Then I fell asleep, shallowly, on the sofa, and the man was
And
there in
he's
my
there
dream
again.
as usual. Fortunately, I was able to wake up right away.
So she's having the same dream consecutively, over and over again. Not one time has her dream switched up to something else different. So I'm thinking it's either an entity or a spirit that's like haunting her within the dream realm. You know, like Freddy, he can only haunt you within your dream, and that's where he can attack you the most because that's where you're more vulnerable at. And it's like with this scenario, that's what's happening to her, and yet it's affected her on her daily activities. Hmm.
Because I didn't sleep deeply. However, being scared, I called my aunt, who was interested in spiritual existence at that time. When I confessed that I was having a hard time because of this, she told me that she knew a shaman and asked me to go there with her. No one believed.
Now, hold on, wait. I can't keep dealing with the same dream. Let me call my auntie. Holla. Girl, guess what happened? I'm dealing with the same dream again. What is going on? I'm going to need to see a psychologist or something, or a spiritual reader, because I'm not about to keep trying to go to sleep and I keep seeing the same exact person at my doorstep. Like, I need answers. Seriously. Like, what am I going to do? Like, this don't make no sense. It's been, like, she counted the days also. I think she said like 2 to 3 days that she had the same dream. And then on top of that, um, he cut his feet. And then he started to get shorter within the door frame so he could enter the room. And he's not at that point yet where he can just walk right in the door because his shoulders is wider than the door. So he's still going to have to take some time to actually get through the door. But it's the fact that it's the same dude and he ain't trying to leave me alone. And yet, with that being said, she don't know how to actually deal with the situation because it's only a dream. So, but it's the same one. Like, how many times does it actually take for you to actually see someone about the same dream that you've been having consecutively before it gets serious? Because if you having the same thing, the same thought, the same trait, like the scenery hasn't changed, nothing different about the dream. It's in the same location, and yet nothing has changed. You having the same dream over and over and over, basically each day. How or when do you know when it's serious to see somebody? Because it's like haunting her and it's messing with her mentally. Now she has to call her auntie for assistance.
Such a thing because my family were all sincere Christians. My aunt was also a Christian, but she took me to the
I
shaman
go to a
saying that the
church.
method would be much better than just praying. Well, well,
Oh,
I guess these poor little lambs must have been desperate. That day, when I went to see the shaman, she said this to us. Just as I went inside, when my aunt asked what I should do next, the shaman said, "I'll give you an amulet. Put it on your door.
Or an
Because we
amulet?
don't know if
Is this going to help me with these spirits that's trying to enter my room? Is this like what's the word I'm trying to think of? It's like a dream capture. It captures all the bad dreams and it releases the good dreams. Like a filter. It takes the bad particles, separate it, and then release pure water. So this amulet is something like that, but it's supposed to block bad dreams or bad energy. My thing is, what if this amulet also enhances it? Not trying to think on many different mistakes. I don't know, but it's like she went to this lady for help and guidance, and she gives her an amulet to place on the door. If this enhanced this dream, I am done with this video.
he was just joking around or doing it for a reason. We have to give it a few more days." Then she continued, "After I came back home with the amulet, I put it on my door without my parents knowing. I fell asleep in my room comfortably for the first time.
That's
And
good.
there was the man in my dream as I expected. But
Okay,
this
same
time
dream.
he wasn't standing, just sitting by the door
He
and
balled
staring
up.
at me. I was inwardly
Okay.
admiring the effect of the amulets when I saw him like that. Just then, he
Huh.
began to imitate my dad's voice.
Oh,
"Lord,
wow.
please take care of my family and look after my lovely daughters as if they were your eyes." He said a
What?
prayer like that almost every day, and while laughing, the man just recited the
Oh.
exact same prayer with my dad. Tears flooded with fear,
Oh my
and whether
gosh.
he thought that it was funny to see me crying, he began to mimic the barking of my dog this time. It was just
He's mimicking
surprising how
almost
it
everybody. The
happened.
father, the dog
He
now?
would scratch the door and whine when I closed my door to study, and the man made the same sound,
This time he
scratching
got
his
all his limbs.
fingernails on the door.
He got all
The
his limbs
next
this
was
time.
the voice of my friends. The moment I heard his voice, I was so scared and creeped out. Eventually, I could wake up shortly afterwards while I was crying in my dream. I called my aunt right away, and we went back
It's
to the
not
shaman
working.
again.
She's having
I
the
think we
same
have to
dream.
raise our prayer to God and do some exorcism sooner
It's
or
just that
later.
he can't get in.
I have been awake since that day. Of course, I've been eating my meals normally, but I kept losing weight because of a lack of sleep. I was going crazy. I'm still terrified, even
And not only that she's having the same dream, it's a simple fact that it's still the same um thing. He was already standing by the door. This time it just gotten worse that he's mimicking the father, he mimicked the dog, and he mimicked the best friend. Scratching at the door, he never actually did that, so that's new. Um, Balling up in a corner because he sees that or feels the energy from the tag barrier that's placed on her door from him to get in, and yet it didn't stop him from acting this way now. Is more triggered now that he knows that it's a defense up. He's going to end up trying to manipulate her with like different emotions. As far as like using uh people that's close to you and things that you love. So he's trying to weaken her emotionally by mimicking the father, the dog, and the best friend. So it's not as it's like what I just said. If this tag doesn't help, it may enhance the situation, and it did. It's just he has not left yet, and she has not had a different dream before and after the tag.
when posting this right now. If anyone has experienced the same thing as me, please, please help me out.
Oh, okay. That was actually really good, but it's just the fact that I didn't know that was going to continue playing. It was actually really good. I just said that this tag was not going to help. It was only to enhance the situation that she's dealing with in the dream realm, and yet she's having not only, I was about to say sleep paralysis. That's not it. Uh, Insomnia. She can't really sleep. She's always up. She's nervous. She's frantic. Stressing. Um, what's another song that I'm saying? Anyway, it's just the fact that this tag was supposed to help her in this situation. It just gotten worse. I don't know if that was the the ending of him actually getting in, but it's still the fact that tag was supposed to help and it just gotten worse. I mm, uh, every time I see a video like this, it makes me think like she could have find another reader. I don't know what that Chinese lady preference was like involved in what she does, but she should have had like a little bit more input on somebody else that's more into the field of spirits, like a reader, or she could have just got a preacher to bless the room or bless the house. The house may be cursed. It may not be just a dream. It's just the simple fact that this spirit that's living in this house is affecting her while in the dream to manipulate her and to also possess her. And it just didn't work out well. Like she went to the auntie. She told the auntie because the auntie, I think she's a preacher, but she goes to church. Um, the thing is that it wasn't helpful. I felt like this wasn't it. Like I knew stuff wasn't right to begin with because I was like, okay, she having a dream, but the friend is there, and she sees this thing. So what? How does that affect the friend though? Is it only just her? And I'm guessing she was having a dream about the friend. So I'm guessing things did actually change up. I thought this was actually during the day at the beginning where they were just in the room doing homework. And now it's like, hmm. So what if the friend, I'm gonna this a thought. What if the friend was the one that was actually doing this to her friend? The one that was laying on the bed doing homework was the one that was controlling this creature. And it was affecting her. Because we only saw her at the very beginning and not have seen her since afterwards. And she hasn't mentioned her after that. So it's like, what if she's the one that's manipulating this thing to affect her for some reason? I just don't know what. Now, within this video, I haven't heard anything negative about the friend either, too. So it's just weird that she's going through this. The friend is not. So it's just mainly on her. It's not on anybody else. Um, Now that I'm trying to think of something else. What was it? Oh my gosh. When she went to the spiritual reader, I felt something was off. Like, does this berry really work? She hasn't really asked her questions. She just got this tag to place over the door to help with the spirit that she seen in her dreams, and yet he was doing things differently from the beginning. So I didn't like that because I was like, what if it enhanced it? And it did. He mocked the He mocked the father, he mocked the dog, he mocked the best friend. He was on the wall, balled up, started scratching at the door like he was the dog, and started barking. And he got all his limbs. At the very beginning of the video, and also towards the middle, that his limbs was cutting off. He had no feet. He had no shins. He was cut all the way down to his ankles, just so his head can see the room, and we was able to see his head. But his shoulders are still broad. He can't get through the door unless he twists and turns. This was a really good video. I really want to know if it's actually a part 2. Like, I'm really curious because that was actually really good. And then on top of that, she's the only one that's getting affected by it. So if I end up seeing another video with a friend involved, it's over. What I'm thinking on is true. What my hypothesis, my conclusion is true. Because if she's the one that's actually manipulating the creature within her house, then that means that she has some type of vendetta against her friend. I don't know. So, yeah. This was another video by Wansee Entertainment. His videos are really good. You guys go check them out. This is SunjuKris, and I'll see you guys in the next video.